A ver, ya se escucha. ¿Qué onda amigos? ¿Cómo están? Muy buenas noches a todos ustedes. Yo soy WALLTRUSS de la comunidad gamer de Aguascalientes. Y pues la neta, estoy bien güey. Estaba jugando Scott Pilgrim. Pero, aquí hay un pero. Estaba metiéndole juegos al 360. Y el güey de yo borré el save state del Scott Pilgrim y dije, güey, qué hueva volverlo a empezar. Dije, ¿qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? Y pues dije, Cuando no tenga nada, eh, ¿qué hacer? Le voy a dar el Scott Pilgrim de nuevo desde cero porque pues, estoy bien, güey. Y pues vamos a darle a uno de mis juegazos preferidos de la vida y de toda la vida. La neta soy bien fan de este juego. Muy, muy fan. Y ajuste la barra hasta que el logo izquierdo no se vea y el de la derecha se casi visible. Se casi invisible. Ahí así. Ajuste el valor de las flechas blancos, bordes. Está bien. Muy bien. Ayuda y opciones. Déjenme de una vez. Controles. Creo que es ahí. Configuración de la música. Voy a bajarle un poquito la música. A las voces no. Sí, subtítulos en español sí. Me parece bien. Y pues bueno, vamos a jugar. Vamos a jugar la historia. ¿Cómo están, amigos? Vamos a iniciar con este gameplay. La neta me encanta este juego. Déjenme bajar un poquito porque está hasta el... Ah, de hecho soy Silas. Un viejito loco. Del viejo este.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, well, what are you doing here in Abilene?
¿Qué onda, José Israel Jasso?
Just
Buenas
passing through.
noches, gracias por estar aquí.
Got a little business to take care
Voy a
of.
darle
Well, sir,
a
it
esta
would be an
cosita.
honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Chulada de juegos, si no lo han
Hell,
jugado se
son, it
los
would be my
recomiendo
honor to
mucho.
drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
Lástima que nunca
I'm
salió en
Dwight.
físico.
That's
Creo que nunca
Jack
salió en
and
físico.
Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet
Pero
you got
sería
some
de
great
mis
stories.
must have si fuera de físico.
Any of
Pero
it
no, creo
true?
que nunca salió en físico.
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a
La
bounty
neta se
hunter?
los recomiendo.
That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawmen who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Danger. Hell. ¿Cómo andan, amigos? Espérenme, déjenme. Ahí está, perdón. Ahora sí. Ahora sí. Ahora sí. Pulsa para comenzar la partida. Vamos a empezar
It was
Chulada
about
de
30
juego.
years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Quisiera tener la voz aguarrientosa de
I
ese
threw
güey.
in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha.
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Espérame. Ya, perdón. Vámonos. Ando bien madreado. No, déjenme, le muevo aquí. Ayuda y opciones. Configurancia. Volumen de narrador y videos. Ahí así. Ok. Pulsa para ver los objetivos. Vuelve al escondite. Muy bien. Vamos al escondite. Ay, güey. Hoy iba a grabar con el buen Versus. Una nostalgia gamer. Pero la neta estuve jale. Y jale, y jale, y jale.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Shoot that sumbitch!
Ganas experiencia por matar enemigos. La necesitas para subir de nivel. Obtener habilidades. Pulsa para continuar. Muy bien, muy bien.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead. I decided to help Billy and the boys out of it.
Pulsa A para continuar.
So that's just what I did.
RB.
We have one behind us! Stay on it! Cover fire! Where'd he come from?
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Ah, ching, ¿qué me está disparando? No lo había visto ese güey. Mala onda, pero mejor que no falte el jale. Sí, pues sí, la neta sí, güey. Es preferible. Ahora sí que no hay de otra. Uy, un secretito. Pulsa X para mostrar el Guerra del Condado de Lincoln. La Guerra del Condado de Lincoln es uno de los ejemplos más famosos de la guerra rural de la historia del oeste. Ah, también es una de las partes chidas que traen estas cositas. Traen acá historias reales de esta. Tengo habilidades, ok. Ok, siempre me iba por las de pistolero. Hablas armas dobles. Una apoyadora más corta y una construcción más ligera. Simón. Esta.
Watch out! He's one of them! God damn, he's right behind us! Where the hell's
Garrett's men were
Never
running
around when
around
you
like
need
a
it.
bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
These some bitches nowhere!
No los veo, no los veo. Solo
You
que-
think you can kill me too?
Ah, le di en la cabeza, güey.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Ah,
Not a bad idea.
tengo que hacer acá.
It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
Ya, muérete, güey. Ese güey ya tiene mucho.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed.
Saludos, banda. ¿Qué onda, mi Saúl? ¿Cómo estás? Buenas noches. Gracias por pasarte por acá y saludar.
Oh, you do you?
Indeed, darling. But where was I? Oh, yeah.
Este es mejor.
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
No lo veo, no lo veo, no lo veo.
Someone shoot that!
No mames, no mames. No lo veo. Ya lo vi. ¡Boom!
Show yourself, coward!
No lo veo.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Try aiming, you idiots!
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
Watch your flank!
I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad.
Show yourself, coward!
¿Dónde estás, güey? ¿Dónde estás? A la madre, está acá arriba. Ay, güey, sí.
They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
Time to die!
Le di en la cabezota.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house. And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave. And upstairs, I found Billy and Charlie Baldry.
Billy the Kid. Conozcan a la leyenda. Me encanta los gráficos y todo. No se ha hecho tan viejo.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
A ver, aguanten. Necesito... ¿dónde están? ¿Dónde está? Controles...
Where'd he come from? Keep this up all day. Over there! I think I got one!
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they
Someone
just
away.
kept on coming.
Just snuffed out his life!
Qué baboso. Me estaba comiendo las... Dale, güey. Creo que le bajé mucho la sensibilidad.
That's when Charlie got hit.
Ya listo para las tortugas, Simón.
Fire, shouted Billy. Get to the other side.
Le bajé mucho la sensibilidad.
You'll die for this, you hear me? I'm putting you down.
No veo a nadie.
I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear. Even
Ah,
to
es de las
Billy,
cosas chidas
that
que...
maybe discretion was
que
the
luego
better
salen.
part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They got a Gatlin, Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention.
Trae los caballos del establo. A ver, aguántate. déjame.
He directed that order at me, and I thought,
Uy.
why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then.
It's gonna make a run for it. Those poor sons of bitches are
Many
done
would have
for.
fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Graves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now, where was I?
Ah, sí, sí le di, güey. Qué jalada. No le voy a dar, no le voy a dar. Ah, güey, muérete. Está bien que sí.
You were
pero-
heading for the barn.
Gonna scalp your ass.
Making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Catch him in the crossfire.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
Ay.
Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
Pollos, pollos, maten a un pollo. Ah, no se mueren.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you
Oh,
went
Pat
toe to
Garrett.
toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Me gusta a mí el viejo oeste. Ay, el primer duelo. Ya no me acuerdo cómo es. Orgulloso, puesto y torpe.
You
Silas
challenged him to a
Graves.
showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Se mamut. Céntrate a tu enemigo con RS. Ok. Cuando tu oponente vaya por su arma, pulsa RT para desenfundar. Y pulsa de nuevo para disparar.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what
Se ve
that
chido el
penny
juego. Creo que yo lo
dreadful
jugué el Red Dead de
said? No,
PS2.
boy, that ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett.
Sí, de hecho, bueno,
So let me start again.
es que son como
I finally
una
reached
serie de
those
muchos,
damn
güey.
stables.
Déjenme subo de nivel este pedo. Me gustaría este. Sí, es series de varios, güey.
And stepped inside, and
Madres.
last thing I heard was Garrett's voice.
De hecho, son
That's
como
not Billy.
de la serie
And go on. How did it
de la
end?
serie de
And,
Red Dead Redemption.
Boy, that was just the beginning.
Sí, la neta, sí. Hay muchos juegos de vaqueros. Bueno, yo soy fan. No es que sea súper ultra fan de la onda de vaqueros, pero sí me gustan la
So what
onda de
happened? Did
vaqueros.
Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his coat.
Hay muchos juegos de vaqueros, güey. Sunset Riders,
And the
de
kid
los
surrendered.
clasiquísimos.
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive,
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke es de mis preferidos, güey. Es de mis juegos preferidos de toda la vida, güey. Gunsmoke.
It's important to know
Soy
that I
ultra
was
fan
only
de esas
riding
madres,
with
güey.
Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
4 meses después del asalto, digo, del arresto.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Sí,
Why were
güey.
you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is
El
that
juego de
Billy
Gon
helped
para
me
el
escape,
GameCube estaba chido. Muy perro, güey. De hecho, sí, muy perro. Te digo, o sea, por ejemplo, Gon, este del Call of Juárez con Slinger, el Red, otro, güey, son de la serie de lo que ahora es Red Dead Redemption, güey. Pero sí estaba muy chido, güey. Sí, me acuerdo perfectamente de ese juego, güey. Soy bastante fan. Me gusta la onda esta de...
My first order of business
Y
was
por
finding
eso,
a
por
firearm.
ejemplo, este juego me gusta muchísimo, güey, porque está muy chido. Es divertido, tiene acción super arcade de disparos, de duelos, de disparo con doble arma, cosas por el estilo, güey. O sea, neta está muy chido, muy chido. Se los recomiendo. Si no lo han jugado, es un juego arcade. Hazte de cuenta que es como el Gunsmoke, pero en primera persona, güey. Así de bueno es, güey.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Whitney, calibre 10. Ruidoso como el trueno. Odio las escopetas en todos los juegos, en cualquier género. Odio las escopetas. No me gustan las escopetas. Las odio, güey.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy?
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer.
Y está muy chida
It could
esta
blow
onda
a man
de...
clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing.
¡Ay!
The kids escaped and raised a huge ruckus.
Y luego esta onda de... ¡Pum! Por atrás porque estoy dándole con el dedo a esta cosa. Déjenme ver. No, es el mismo.
Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Sí, chéquense la acción de este juego, está bien chida. Es más, y no es nada, no es un juego que sea, ay cabrón, serio, güey. De hecho, mira, ahí te va. Mames, no mames, no mames.
Some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. Suddenly, I was
Si
a
se fijan,
fugitive.
está súper, o sea, tiene muchos matices este juego. Les digo, es muy arcade, no es nada serio. Por ejemplo, ahorita en este espacio, lo que va narrando el personaje se va cumpliendo. O sea, por ejemplo, ahorita me aparecieron unas tablas para poder correr, güey. Pero va siendo así muy chistoso eso, güey. Y la neta está muy bien hecho, muy bien hecho. Digo, no es un juego como para hacer un miren, ahí está. Ay, güey. ¿Por dónde voy? ¿Por dónde voy? ¿Por dónde voy? Ya vi por dónde.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
Where'd he get you?
Ah, y bueno, por ejemplo, también están
But hell, if they weren't all waiting
estas
for me.
ondas de...
Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
You hooligans can go to hell.
He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean ass.
Ah, les decía, hay como tesoritos que vas juntando y te van dando tarjetas, literalmente tarjetas como de colección. No mames, no mames, no mames. Y te van contando la historia del viejo este. Eso está bien chido.
I don't get paid enough for this. Get out here.
Güey, no lo vi. No te pases de lanza, no lo vi.
Let's do this.
A ver si no me explotan.
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
Come out, you yellow bastard! I'm here! Give it up!
Estoy lleno de pinches de dinamita, güey. Nomás que me tiran uno ahí y me muero la chingada. Tengo muchos juegos por jugar. Voy a poner esa en la lista. Juégalo, güey. O sea, neta es... O sea, es de mis preferidos, güey. Yo lo juego año con año, güey. Así te la pongo. Lo juego año con año. Porque es muy bueno, güey. Es muy divertido. Miren, por ejemplo, aquí hay un tesoro. O un secreto. Y te va combos más largos. Más munición de revólver.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
Ah, miren, por ejemplo, esta de combinación de botones automáticos está bien chida, güey. Tú nomás tienes que apretar los botones bien y te dan acá una... Pues esa cosa, güey. De hacer como un combo automático.
I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
¿Qué pedo?
Because
No te
everybody
pases de
in
lanza.
Lincoln
¿Dónde
would
me
be
están dando?
dead.
Ay, me dieron por detrás, güey. No lo vi. Y según vas avanzando, güey, te van dando más este tipo de combos. Ey, ¿dónde está mi rifle? Ah.
In for the kill.
Quitaron el rifle, güey.
Boy, you are shit out of luck.
Tengo un rifle, no son ojetes.
Don't let him get away.
No mames, no mames, no mames. ¿Dónde me dieron? ¿Dónde me dieron?
Surrender yourself. I'm here. Get the women off the street. On yourselves. We can take him. How the hell did he get away?
Están muy lejos. ¡Ay!
Stop him.
Espérame, todavía no lo necesito. Ahí te va. Ay, casi me muero, casi me muero, casi me muero. Córrele, güey, córrele.
That gets back. Get out here. Don't let him get away. We can take him.
Ay, ¿por qué no me dieron un pinche rifle?
God damn him.
De hecho, si no mal recuerdo, puedo ir a buscar cosas por acá. A ver. Sí. Déjenme ver si me encuentro algún... No.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stable on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Well, sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said.
Miren, ahí están los
I
duelos.
think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun. So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend
Puedes
myself.
hacer un duelo. Ya. Un duelo legal. No. Va a matar. Ay, no, lo
I
maté.
killed him
Güey.
in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well,
Sí, güey.
Lincoln got a mite
Sí,
depopulated
sí.
that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was all for naught anyway.
Sí, está chido este, güey. Tal vez sean como unas 6 horas. Algo así. La neta está muy chido el juego.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job
Y lo
at the
chido de este
Rurales.
juego
The
es que
Mexican
también
rurales?
I
en
was
algunos
hired to help
puntos
them
tienes
track
que elegir
down
a dónde
the
ir, güey.
cowboys.
Y eso hace como que sea rejugable.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County?
Eso está muy, muy
Colonel
chido, güey.
Bill Brocious, Johnny Ringo?
Porque te dan
Led
a
by
a
old
elegir
man Clanton himself.
y, por ejemplo,
They
dejar
must have paid you
matar
a
a
pretty
alguien o
penny
dejar
to take
vivo a
in
alguien
hombres on.
y te van
Not
llevando
really.
por diferente camino.
But truth be told,
Para la
I had
siguiente
my
puedes
own reasons
matarlo,
for
güey,
going
y te
after
van a
those
llevar por otro
boys.
camino, güey. El viejo Clanton. Back to the Future, güey. ¿Te acuerdas de la parte de la película donde están en el oeste? ¿Cuál es? ¿La 2? Es la 2, ¿no? Nah, chulada, güey. Chulada.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clanton.
Hey, fucking running.
Luego de repente pónganle atención a los diálogos. Y la neta están bien perros.
I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There! ¿Quién carajo es ese hombre?
I did my best to help those poor passengers.
Ey.
Moments later, the attackers were dead. And I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing.
Aquí creo que hay una secuencia de
It
automática.
was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did.
Son
They would appear in
automáticos y
great
la neta
numbers
está
from
perrísimo
above
eso.
and rain down lead on their
Ah, ya
hapless
se
enemies'
pasaron de
heads,
lanza aquí.
making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did
Si
I
se fijan,
say they were Apaches? I
ahí
said
el güey
Clanton
se va
cowboys
equivocando
attacked me,
de la historia.
Apache
Y
style.
eso está muy chido.
I was in a
O
pitched
sea, lo
battle,
cambian.
but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force.
Porque luego lo toman al güey que lo está narrando. Porque tú estás jugando la narración del ruco. Y
See,
luego,
at the time, I was still
este...
pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations.
Luego lo que hacen es que lo tildan de que está loco el güey. Ay, cabrón.
I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge.
El güey se bajó uno.
But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
¿Qué pedo, qué pedo?
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
Ah, ya.
Luckily,
Es parte del juego. Está chido eso. Ese juego también está para PC, güey. De hecho, donde yo lo inicié, fue en PC, güey. Y se ve mucho mejor. Mucho mejor. La compu que tengo, pues sí, jala chido. Y jala en ultra. Ay, cabrón. Ya no me acordaba que tenía que huir.
But I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this.
Sí, está para PC y son de los baratísimos, güey.
Where the hell I was going.
Digo, si eres de los que compras, si no, pues también te lo bajas acá en el Skid Row. Y pues te lo bajas y ya, güey. Ya, déjenme en paz,
That's when
puercos.
something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven. I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
Deshazte de los enemigos que quedan entre el viejo y tú. Voy agarrando la munición.
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack.
Me encantan los diálogos
I
del
was
pinche
done
juego.
running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Dejen, subo de nivel. Descargarlo por Steam, pues también, güey. Lo voy a descargar. O sea, no es saber qué tal está, güey. O sea, neta es de los juegos que yo recomiendo siempre, güey. Siempre, 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 siempre lo recomiendo. Ah, este no. Es muy divertido. Muy cotorrón. No es no es difícil, güey. Es como para echar el cotorreo, güey. Porque no es estresante ni nada por el estilo.
It
bajo
was
esa madre.
finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Déjalo ver si lo puedo bajar. Y Aguanten, aguanten. Quiero ver a ver si puedo bajar esa madre. Ay, no me puedo bajarla. A ver si corro de aquí. Uy. Es que hay un tesoro. Pero no me deja saltar. Ni llegar a él. Es el box de este. Malo como el demonio.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, "Clanton, I'm coming for you!" A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Ay, hijo del chorizo. ¡Oh, me va a matar, me va a matar, me va a matar! Casi me mata, güey. A ver, estoy buscando. Corre. ¡Oye, valió madre! Creo que no era por aquí. Sí, sí era por aquí.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
¡Ay, güey!
Oh, gotta reload. Don't let them son of a bitch get away with that. Would you just die? He can't do that. What'd I ever do to you?
¡Qué güey!
You murdering bastard! Wait, goddamn boat!
Bájale de huevos.
Stop your hiding from me! You one stupid son of a bitch!
Ya se murió.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
OK Corral. Pues bueno, amigos, gracias por estar por acá. Ya se cumplió la horita. Voy a cenar porque la neta no he comido ni madres. Voy a seguir jugando este jueguito, la neta me encanta. Se los recomiendo mucho. Tiene muchas cosas por verse, por jugarse. Es divertido. Tiene sus ondas así de lo de las, ¿cómo se llaman? De los duelos. Muy chido. Y pues bueno, amigos, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí. Voy a seguirlo jugando en las nochecitas o tardecitas, dependiendo de la hora en la que pueda estar. Amigos, recuerden, level up. Cuídense mucho y nos estamos viendo.